right, so I've been hunting in this field quite a bit actually, and I went to a little corner of the field that hadn't hunted much, and I found an iron patch, maybe 50 feet by 60 feet, kind of a small area. But I put on the small coil with the XP Deus and had a fantastic hunt. Pulled a lot of nice things out of the ground. It's one of those spots where I thought there might have been some Civil War activity, and I proved that to be true, but then there's also a 1900s home site there, so I pulled up a lot of different things, just layers of history at this location, so check it out. So I'm out in this grass field here today, and it's pretty wide open. You might be surprised I'm using my elliptical coil here, but listen to this. Here's why. It's littered with iron in here. So the best way to hunt it is with this little elliptical coil. I've tweaked my settings a little bit, and I want you to hear this. There's iron all around this target. That little target rings in real clear at an 87, even though all this iron around it. And there it is, hiding there. So let's dig it up, see what we've got. I popped the plug, I pulled it out of the hole, and I think it's a button. I have not taken a look at it yet, guys, so let's uncover it together. If I can find it, there it is. What is that? Looks like a general service. It might be smashed though. Yeah, there's a shank. Looks like it's been smashed. Don't see anything in the shield. Yeah, general service button, guys. Look at that. Sweet. I knew they were here. Alright, I'll clean it up a little bit. It is smashed, but still, that's just an awesome little relic right there. Alright, only about 4 inches down here in that plug. Got a decent signal. Thought for sure it was going to be a shotgun shell. It was a number 7071. That's a fired Williams cleaner with the disc still on the back. That is mushroomed out. Look at that. And there you can see the disc. Fired cleaner bullet. Pretty sweet. Well, just moving along in the iron here. Got a really strong 95 signal, only about 3-4 inches down. And I think I see what could be a silver quarter. Let's take a look. Oh, look at that. Standing Liberty. Pretty well worn. Doesn't look like we're going to get a date on it, but Standing Liberty quarter for sure. All right. And another crisp signal. 94, 95, only a couple inches down in the plug. Washington. $34. 1934. All right, 2 silver on the day. Right up by the road here, so you're going to hear some road noise. This is a wild one. Look at this big bolt down at the bottom of the hole. And on top of it in the plug was this. Look at that. Pretty heavy to be a brooch. Might be a hair clip or something. It's really heavy though. Very decorative piece. Again, the brass stays so nice in this ground. Yeah, some kind of ornamental thing, maybe off some furniture too, who knows. We'll get it cleaned up, take a closer look. Well, the elliptical scores again. Little disc in the hole, and I know what it is. I took a look at it. collar disc. Wow, that's beautiful. Isn't that a nice shape? Yeah, broken off there. Let's watch it dry out here. Pretty awesome. Little piece of U.S. history there, a little piece of military history. All right, my old friend, Harmonica Reed. And look, it's a double dipper. Got the whole harmonica. I'm sure there was wood there at one time. Doubled up on reeds. All right, green disc at the bottom of the hole. Love it when you pop a plug and there it is. You know, I'm thinking that might be, I don't know if it's thick enough, an old token. They made some old presidential tokens. Yeah, look at that. The writing's starting to come out on it now. I don't know if you can see this, guys. I'll get it in some light. It's just a really dark day. I think that's an old campaign token. They're real fragile in the middle because there was a tin type photo of the candidate. In fact, this one's, I'm sure it's worn through, but you can see some of the tin left. Now, who's it for? Oh, I bet it is Edward Everett. Yep, and I can't remember who he ran with. Oh, there's the hole at the top. Yeah, it's another campaign token. I dug one just like this back in North Carolina. See that where it says Everett at the top? Edward Everett. And I believe John Bell is on the other side. John Bell. Wow, that's crazy. I believe it's an 1864 campaign token. That's just crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean it up real careful. But definitely, as I can see it dry, Edward Everett right there. Either 1860 or 1864 campaign token. I think it's 64. That would be John Bell on that side. Wow. Second time I've dug one of those tokens. That's crazy. Well, this is a curious one. Right on the bottom of the plug. Looks like it's silver plated with an E in the middle. Wow. Kind of a cool piece. Little buckle. Definitely plated though. Okay, time for the wrap up. There's a lot of items here that did not make the green felt wrap up. A lot of harmonica reeds, camp lead, miscellaneous things. A couple of wheat pennies. I mean, it was just one of those hunts, man, where signals were coming out of the ground like crazy. But I did make a few nice recoveries at that spot. Working through the iron patches. Here's a look at that belt buckle. After I cleaned it up, I recognized on the back side that it's definitely from a belt buckle. There's probably something here that came unglued on the E there. There was something mounted there that perhaps stood out just a little bit on the E, but really decorative little belt, probably from the early to mid 1900s, I would say. Pretty cool little deal. Couple of nice little silver coins on the day. That's Standing Liberty quarter. There are stars under the eagle here, so I know it's not the first quarters that they made, but not unusual to find them very worn like this. Nice little SLQ. And then a first year Washington. This was kind of nice. I was going to clean this up a little bit further. I might do just a little bit more cleaning. There's like a little haze on the coin. But it's pretty worn too. Its value is probably minimal. But always nice to find a first year Washington, 1934. Here's that U.S. disc. That's a collar disc from World War I. Looked at a couple of websites to identify it as World War I. I think they made them from like 1909 to 1926, something like that, for this particular design. So a little collar disc. And then we get into the Civil War era finds. This is that campaign token, presidential campaign token. Edward Everett would be the vice president on this ticket from 1860. I think I had said 1864 on the video, but it was 1860. And John Bell was running for president. So very interesting race in 1860, guys, if you go back and look at the history of it. Really incredible time in this country's history. And the results, of course, Abraham Lincoln became the president in 1860. And so it goes. Here's that Williams cleaner. This actually came a couple days earlier, and I was actually hunting this site, just kind of scouting through, and found this, so started looking a little harder into that corner, and that's what led me into that iron, all that iron in that one little spot. So if it weren't for this, I may not have found all that iron. But I wanted to include that clip on this video as well. And then the general service button, this is one of those generic buttons. There is a back mark on it, but it's really hard to make out. I think it's just one of those, best quality or something like that. I'll have to take a closer look at it. Maybe you can see it just a little bit with the light. If the light is just right, maybe you can help me figure out what that back mark is. It's there. It's just really hard to see. And of course the button is damaged. But still, it's definitely a Civil War era button from that location, right where Sherman's troops ran through there, and may have even camped there. There might have been a little campsite of some kind there. Who knows? But the only way to find out is to get back out there and dig a few more holes. So in the next video, I'm going to show you some of the settings I've been using on my dais with that little elliptical coil. I've got a couple of different programs that I use that have been really, really beneficial in helping me kind of sift through this iron and even scout with that machine. It's just a great machine. I love my dais. All right, guys, that's all for this hunt. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.